Leader.
I ask consent that further proceedings on the quorum call be dispensed with.
The Senate is not in the quorum call. The Majority Leader is recognized.
So, Mr. President, this evening the Senate will receive the results of the FBI supplemental background investigation of Judge Brett Kavanaugh. This is now the seventh time the FBI has looked into Judge Kavanaugh's background, and this information comes on top of what was already been one of the most thorough and most exhaustive Senate reviews of any Supreme Court nominee in the entire history of our country. 5 days of public hearings, 65 private meetings with senators, more than 1,200 responses to written questions from members, more than 500,000 pages of documents for review, the most produced for any Supreme Court nomination in our history. And the 300 plus opinions Judge Kavanaugh has issued during his 12 years on the D.C. Circuit. And now senators will have the evidence collected by this additional background investigation for their consideration as well. Members will have the opportunity to review investigators' records, and as is the standard procedure designated, judiciary staff members with the required clearances will be authorized to brief members. There'll be plenty of time for members to review and be briefed on the supplemental material before a Friday cloture vote. So I'm filing cloture on Judge Kavanaugh's nomination this evening so the process can move forward, as I indicated earlier this week. So, Mr. President, what is the pending business?
The nomination of Brett M. Kavanaugh to be an Associate Justice of the Supreme Court.
I send a cloture motion to the desk for the Kavanaugh nomination.
The clerk will report.
Cloture motion. We, the undersigned senators, in accordance with the provisions of Rule 22 of the Standing Rules of the Senate, do hereby move to bring to a close debate on the nomination of Brett M. Kavanaugh to be an Associate Justice of the Supreme Court of the United States, signed by 17 senators as follows.
As consent, the reading of the names be waived.
Without objection.
I ask unanimous consent the Senate procedural legislative session for a period of morning business with senators permitted to speak therein for up to 10 minutes each.
Without objection.
So, Mr. President, I ask unanimous consent that when the Senate completes its business today, it adjourn until 11 a.m. Thursday, October 4th. Further, that following the prayer and pledge, the morning hour be deemed expired, the journal of proceedings be approved to date, the time for the two leaders be reserved for their use later in the day, and morning business be closed. Finally, following leader remarks, the Senate proceed to executive session to resume consideration of the Kavanaugh nomination.
Is there objection? Without objection.
So if there's no further business to come before the Senate, I ask that it stand adjourned under the previous order.
The Senate stands adjourned until 11 a.m. tomorrow.